All right, all right. It's Webinar Wednesday. We got another good one for you guys. Hey, Chit Chat Photo Booth World.
Hey
And
guys.
we have today, we have Madonna and Carl.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
what's the name of the business? Hit 360 PA?
Yes, we are Hit the Angles 360 photo booth company. Media, kind of do a whole lot of things.
All right. So I know a lot of people know you. You're in the Chit Chat a lot, but introduce yourself because I do post this to YouTube. So other people are going to see it. So please introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about your company and what do you how long you've been in, where you're out of, that type of stuff.
Okay. So I am Madonna.
I'm Carl.
We've been in business a little over a year now. We started Hit 360. We were really interested in doing something fun and new and exciting. We have quickly expanded. We've gone from having one 360 photo booth to now we have four. We have iPad offerings as well as a cocktail claw, which is super awesome. And coming soon, a mobile selfie studio. So we are blessed that as soon as we hit the ground running. Everything kind of took off behind us, and we have literally not had a weekend off. We might have had 2 weekends off this entire year, so that we've been in business. But it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. And you said you're at a PA.
Yeah, we're out of Central Pennsylvania, but we service all of Pennsylvania, Maryland, DC area. We've gone as far west as Cleveland. So we'll literally, pull up on me. We're gonna come wherever you want us to. So
In a year, that's amazing to grow that fast in a year. And I've been watching you guys, and I wanted to bring you on because you do a lot of festivals.
yes.
And I want to know, is that your claim to fame? What do you do? Why did you pick festivals as something that you do as part of your business? But how does that all work? How does that work into your business plan, your marketing plan?
So I don't think we chose festivals. Festivals kind of chose us. And so we were 3 months in, and the city contacted us about doing the largest festival, which was Labor Day weekend, doing it for all 3 days. And 3 months in, we're like, how are we gonna figure this out? But like you say all the time, you say yes, and you figure it out. You figure it out later. And so from there, we've done some smaller festivals like Apple Festival. We did a music festival here in our local neighborhood. But what really works is that it is not only an awesome opportunity to meet a lot of people. I find that a lot of people, a lot of potential clients, a lot of potential business partnerships, we find that, at least I believe, we find that with festivals, it adds a lot of credibility to, if you're a new boother, it adds a lot of credibility to the level of work you're able to do. So, like, say you're pitching to a client and you can say, oh, you may have seen us at CIAA. You may have seen us at AFRAM. You may have seen us at All-Star Weekend. You may have seen us at BlurredCon. You may have seen us at Black Greek Festival. And they're just like, oh, wow, they must be pretty awesome if all of these, organizations and companies have had them come out and perform their services or entertain the guests with a 360 or an iPad booth. It is a lot of work to get prepped for a festival, but but just the level of exposure is insurmountable, because just with doing AFRAM, there was 200,000 people there. 200,000 people. So it's like 200,000 people in a space and you're the only 360 photo booth. It's like, wow. No, I'm going to call the people that I just saw last week, know.
Right. I understand that. And do you have a criteria when you're picking different festivals, like how many years the festival has been around, how many people they're expecting? Is it multiple days? Do you have any kind of criteria that you will say, yep, definitely do that, or nope, no way, no how?
There are some that's like Oh no, absolutely not. Like, no, we're not lugging all our front, like all of our equipment. We're not coming. Like, that's not even, it doesn't even align with the mission and vision of our brand. There's been plenty that, you know, we're looking at, or people have reached out and we're like, no, we're not coming. We're not. But I will give you a perfect example. So there's a festival coming up the 23rd and 24th of July. It's the African American Heritage Festival in Altoona, Pennsylvania. We had never heard of it. I've never been to Altoona. And so it's like 3 hours away. It's going towards Pittsburgh. So the young lady reached out to us. Her dad had been doing the festival for 30 years. She is spearheading the festival completely on her own. And she is so young and she's just making it happen. And we've never been up there. We don't know anything about the festival. And so something in us, after talking to her, was like, absolutely, yes, absolutely, we'll come. We'll, you know, we'll do it for what you can afford to pay us, and then we'll sponsor the remainder. And like this festival, she has, like, the city has rallied around her. And now, you know, sis has billboards and she has celebrities come in. So she has sponsors, crazy sponsors now. And so it made me feel good that we kind of like stepped out on faith and was like, no, we'll come, you know. So it's exciting. You know, she's anticipating 10,000 people coming. So to her little town. So it's, you know, I think it depends sometimes, because we've done some festivals. They're like really small, really, you know, really like local kinds of things we've done, but we've done some pretty big, really impressive festivals as well. But it's just a matter of like preparation and trying to like the variables, like, because there's like, you don't know what's going. You don't know.
For me, I've gotten called for festivals through white label mostly, because I don't know if I market myself like that. I just don't like outside, but it seems like a lot of stuff is outside. And it's only, not that I don't, it's just so many more variables. Like you said, when it comes to doing events that are outside, that are hundreds of thousands of guests, like you really have to prepare yourself. It's not a wedding, right?
Nope.
Then you're not the main attraction. Even though you might be the only photo booth, you're not the main attraction. Some people are coming just to hear the music. Some people are coming
for the food, anything. Yeah.
For the food, right? So they're not always coming to, like, when we have a photo booth at a wedding, the line is crazy. You don't see that at trade shows. It's like sometimes, but most times they're there for other things, and it's more like, hey, come over and see us, come see what we're doing, you know. So you really have to prepare to show off, because you want to attract people over to your booth.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely correct. So there's a couple things. So we've the festival, like the big festival that we did here in our city, our line was ridiculous the entire time. Once people started arriving, the line was ridiculous. I would always say to anybody who is doing a festival, do not do a festival without a television. Do not do a festival without a television. You don't have to do live video replay. You can put it on slideshow, and then everybody that's walking by, your setup will kind of speak for itself in that way. I would say do not do a television. The first time we did it, we did two TVs. We did a dual TV setup, and we had them angled in opposite directions so the people were coming each way could see what we were doing. Yeah, we did. That's like one of the only times we did a dual TV setup. But you know, it works. And I think too, a lot of people, and it's so surprising, we still get what is this? I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
What is this?
It was so funny. I put a video up from 2016, 2015. I can't remember what year it was, 16, I think. And I was on a 360. It was at a networking event. I had never seen one before. Nobody had seen one before, and I posted it. And today I reposted it because it was today back in 2016. So somebody was like, they're cracking up over the comments from 2016. Wow, what is that? What are you doing? Are you dizzy? Like, it was crazy. I was like, that's so funny. But the crazy thing is, we still get those same comments.
People still trying to figure out what is that? You know, or people have never seen it in person. They're like, I thought the bottom moved. It's the top that moves.
Yeah.
You know, so you still get so many, you know, so many comments, so many inquiries.
Yeah.
Like it's been, so we're doing a cultural fest here. Okay, literally this is like the summer of festivals. Okay.
It is.
So,
They went inside. What they said, we outside.
yeah.
Outside. Go ahead.
Yes, it is. Okay. We have a summer of outside events. Like nearly all of our bookings all of our bookings for July so far were booked every weekend. Every weekend is a festival. So literally, and then some we have two in a weekend. So
in my mind, when you talked about it and what you guys are doing, you started giving me your lineup in my mind, and you can tell me I'm wrong, that this is how you did it. This, in my mind, you were seeing what is in your area, seeing where things are happening, you know of things that are happening. In some way, you created some kind of marketing campaign that you went after some of these people, organizers, and worked out some kind of agreement. Like you said, some of it you sponsored, some of it was paid. What would you suggest, or how would you, if somebody wanted to do what you guys do, what would you tell them is the first steps to getting to there? Also, what are the pros and cons? What do they need to do to be ready to handle this kind of business?
Make sure you have help. Make sure you have help.
And some sunscreen.
Some sunscreen, the best generator, the best quiet generator that money can buy. And
if you can help it, don't get a gas generator. We have an electric one, but you can replace the batteries in them whenever. Yeah. But it lasts. All it's powering is just a TV, couple phones, something like that. It lasts 12, 15 hours, something like that.
Wow. I was going to think that, because the events app, because that alone will tell me a no. Every event that I've done with the gas, like either my ears are ringing or the smell.
The smell is
for a couple of days. And I'm like,
you're gonna get a gas generator, get the Honda one. It costs,
it's like a couple $1,000.
You can't even hear it. But the one that we have is an Ego Power Station, is what it's called.
Yeah.
But that costs too.
It lasts all day.
It works out. You know what I mean?
And see, that's my thing. I can't even keep my cell phone powered. So that's another reason why I have such a hard time gearing up for not only outdoor events, sometimes the 360, because we do go wireless with that. So do you have like a charging station in your home? Like, you must have come up with a way of preparing. How many days do you take to prepare for your festivals?
2, 3.
Probably about 2.
Yeah, about 2
or 3 days. At this point,
days.
probably about 2. But really, it's really about 1 now, because we have everything already in place.
Yeah, everything kind of, when we're done, everything comes back in the house and it goes back. Everything goes back on the charger. We're charging. Yeah. We have a smaller solar power generator. We have our big generator. We have our custom tent. We have weights for our custom tent. We have weights for our television. But the thing is, too, every time we do a festival, we learn something new. So we learn something new every single time. So we're weighting our television down. You make sure that you have, what size is the wood that we put underneath?
4x4.
So we have a 4x4 piece of wood, and then we put a piece of grass, like AstroTurf, over top of that, and then we put the booth on top of that. So we're protecting. We're not putting it right on the concrete and the wood or the grass, and the wood adds stability. Our Orca Views are both battery operated. They can run 10, 12 hours, no problem.
Good.
Yeah. So the only thing we have powered is the television. We have battery packs for our iPads, for our sharing stations. And you just have to be, when you're doing a festival, you have to be super personable. So the more personable you are, the more friendly you are, the better time people will have, and you want a crowd. So as the people who are visiting the booth, as their personalities show, it's great to record content. It's awesome to get to meet different people, and the experience, like they might not remember your name. They may remember your logo and your branding, but they're also going to remember, oh, they were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They helped me pick out my props. They helped me figure out my poses, and it's people, you find people of all ages, and especially if you have older people, they'll get on and he'll be with them. He'll be like, yeah, so, he'll start flirting with the older ladies and they love it, and it makes for a really, really long day, but the benefits from it. So not only are you, if you're deciding to do partial pay and partial sponsorship, if you're doing 100% vending, you have to decide what works for your business. And
explain what that means to some of us, because I don't think a lot of people understand vending. If you didn't come from vending, I came from vending. And
so say if you have a festival in your city, you have a festival Labor Day weekend, they're looking for vendors. So you've been in your photo booth business, however long you've been in the business. This is what you do. You would find whoever the vendor coordinator is, whoever the marketing coordinator is for this event. You reach out to them by email, or maybe there's a vendor application. Sometimes vendors are free. Sometimes vendors can be, depending on the type of event. We've seen people want $5,000. It just depends. Does it make sense for your business?
Right.
And a lot of times how we assess if we're going to pay the vendor fee, one is how successful is the event? What's the popularity of the event? And three, can we assess that if we do this, will we at least make back what we put in? Meaning hotel, gas, whatever preparation we had to do, plus the vendor fee. Will we make that back in the weekend? If we're going to make that back in the weekend, it's a no-brainer. Absolutely. Because
what do you mean by make it back? How do you make it back?
By charging per video. So
so you do the paper.
We will do
spin. Okay,
we will do a paper spin depending on the type of event, where the event is, level of exposure, things like that. We'll do a paper spin. So like CIAA, we didn't have to do that. That was completely covered. But AFRAM, we did a paper spin. So it was $10 for one video, $15 for two, $20 for three. So
okay. And I think it works better than a photo booth, because festivals like that, they're once a year sometimes. They usually with people that they either go to the festival with all the time, or they're with family. So you're creating a memory. And when it's branded, that even more enhances the experience. So I think you're right on the money with that. My other question is, you are in front of, like you said, doing festivals puts you in front of a lot of people. What are you doing to capture those experiences with the people as a lead, and what are you doing post-event with those leads?
So we can do one of two things. So when we do events where our fee is covered 100%, we offer data collection. That's something else that you can offer to your clients as an incentive or as an ROI. You can say, we can collect the data for everyone that steps onto the booth. We will have name, email address, phone number, and photo booth permissions, or photo or video permissions from everyone who visits the booth. So they will scan the QR code. That is their payment, scanning the QR code and filling out that small survey. And so to the client, you deliver them the spreadsheet, with all of the downloads and the information, and you deliver them the gallery, the link to the gallery, whether Dropbox or Google Drive or the TouchPix links or whatever software you use, so it's just a matter of being able to maximize that information too, because oftentimes people will say they can't, they're like, oh, well, we don't have it in the budget. okay, well, can we talk about this other service that I offer in addition to having this entertainment service? We offer data collection, because how else are you going to know how many people or get all of the information for the people who are coming to the festival?
Yeah.
You know, so that's been really helpful for us as far as like closing deals, is offering that service at a premium markup. And then as far as so offering data collection, and if your city doesn't have it in their budget, please do not, like, if they say, oh, we want you to do it for free, do not do it for free. You do it for sponsorship. So what is your hourly rate? You can add a little bit more on there, make it spicy.
Make it spicy.
So if your hourly rate for an outside event that, you know, attracts 10,000 people, if your rate is $550 an hour and it's 10 hours a day for 3 days, guess what? That's a $15,000 sponsorship. Right. Give me what you would give the people who give you a check for $15,000. I'm giving you $15,000 in in-kind services. I need my logo up there on the commercials. I need all of these things. Right. All of these things are what's going to help not only put your business in a brighter light or shine a brighter light on your business, is going to help you cement some partnerships down the road.
Yeah. And I because I'm not used to doing that, I find it hard, or not hard, I don't have a plan to keep up with that, because a lot of people are like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. How do you make sure they deliver on those sponsorships?
So you send them whatever sponsorship agreement they have, you ask them to send that. So if you agree and they say, yes, that's fine, we'll do it. So then you can either draft a letter of agreement, you can ask for the sponsorship agreement, you can ask for a memorandum of understanding to say, in exchange for 30 hours of service, over 10 hours a day for 3 days, over July 4th weekend, over Labor Day weekend, our business XYZ is going to provide the following. The city of such and such has agreed to, in exchange for our services and the content and data collection, they will give us blah, 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 blah. So, and our city had been amazing with making sure that our logos were included in things. We did, oh yeah, they had like a whole stand that had all of like our logo and all of that kind of stuff on it. We did the Fire and Ice Festival for the city. We had our own ice sculpture with our logo. Nice. That was a part of like the $10,000 sponsorship package. So she's like, oh, I can do this, this, and this for you, and then we can pay you this. And it's like, okay, yeah. Because at the end of the day, really, if you don't already have a booking, it's sweat equity. You already have all the equipment. It's sweat equity. So
people like myself and like you, when you have multiple booths, if you can get them out there, that's even better. But then also, do you have staff? You have to pay your staff, so you have to put that into the equation.
Yes, and so that's the other thing too. So I would say we are so blessed to have some amazing people who will just show up. They're gonna drive. They say, "Oh, I'm coming. Y'all going to AFRAM? I'm coming." You know, and they'll come. Or we did Keisha Cole concert, and one of his really good friends lives in Reading, and she was like, oh, that's 30 minutes from my house, I'm coming. And would just come help, you know? So I would say, never try to do a festival by yourself. Never try to, if it's a small local festival, I would say yes. But if you're gonna try to tackle something as big as AFRAM, tackle something as big as Odunde in Philly, or like any of these festivals, like Something in the Water, Rolling Loud, anything like that, 4 people, 5 people, you know, even we did.
Who gonna watch you while you go to the bathroom? You gotta build those in.
People need breaks. People need to breathe. You need to eat. You know, and it makes for a long day. You don't want to get heat exhaustion. One of the first festivals we did a cultural fest when who came last year? Oh, Tony.
Oh, wow.
And the entire festival was on cement, blacktop, and it was 100 degrees outside. We got ridiculously sick. Wow. We both got sick. And so, like I said, every time we do something, we learn.
Yeah.
Like we learn. I feel like
how does that wear on your equipment, and what do you do to protect your equipment? Do you have to change out your cameras halfway through? What do you do to protect?
Yeah, so we do that. We do if we're using we haven't used the GoPro for a festival yet. Oh, we did. Yeah, we did it for a little bit. We used Fire and Ice, but we find when we did Fire and Ice, we used GoPro. But we find that for festivals, it's like easier for us to just use iPhone. So to use iPhone, to record from iPhone, and then we have the event activated on 2 devices. So this one needs a break, we're going to switch out and keep moving. So we always have 2 phones and 2 iPads.
Got it.
Ready to go. So everything is just, we have tons of batteries. Tons of batteries. Plenty of batteries, fans, chargers, 1,000,001 business cards, because that's the other thing too. Not everybody's going to get on your booth, but they're going to come over and ask you what it is, or they might just come over and say, can I have a card? We get that all the time. Can I have a card? Can I have a card? I don't have time to stop. Can I have a card? And we get phone calls. They'll say, hey, I saw you here. I saw you here. I wanted to know this. I wanted to know that, you know? And so making sure that your brand is visible. Make sure that your brand is visible. Make sure that you have something that people can see, you know, that people will know what your brand is. They're not just seeing a regular tent. They're not just seeing the booth with nothing on it. You know, make sure that people can see. If you have a banner, if you have a pull-up banner, you know, whatever it is, make sure that people can see, so that they're like, oh yeah, I saw that pink and purple. I remember that pink and purple from such and such festival. This must be the same lady. Let me see if it's her.
Yep.
You know, and I'll give you a really good example of that. We were going to go do the college and career day for the at Orioles at Camden Yards. And this gentleman, we have jackets.
We were unloading.
We have varsity jackets with our brand on them. And we're walking by, and the guy was like,
I see y'all.
Yeah, he's like, what's the name of your business? And I said, Hit the Angles. He was like, yeah. He said, that logo. He said, I'm gonna tell you something. I just approved your AFRAM application. Wow. He remembered this logo, and he saw it on the jacket. He was like, that. Yeah. He said, I couldn't forget that. It was like, he said, yeah. So
and that conversation you approving applications. What else you do?
Yeah, I said, well, where you gonna put us at? He told us, I said, where you gonna put us at? He said, go up to the park and take a picture and tell me where you want to be. You know, so it's having, like, I would say, being personable, like also too, have your elevator pitch down. Your 30 seconds, seconds to 1 minute, because if somebody asks you really, really quick, what is it that you do?
Yeah.
You got to be able to tell them real quick. If they asking you your prices, have your prices set. Have your prices set.
Be able to roll off your tongue.
To roll it. I'll tell them really quick, especially we've gotten really, really good at that from doing like wedding expos, because they're going to ask you real quick, how much is it? They want a card and they're going to keep moving. So I could say really quick, oh, you know, we're offering 22% off of weddings. We book weddings at 3 hours or more. With the discount, it'll get you right under $1,300. And they'll be like, oh, that's not that much. It's not? Okay.
Scan this QR code.
Exactly. So having
I was bringing up, I think we missed it. With the lead, you talked about the data collection for the client, but for you, what are you doing with the emails or the phone numbers that you collect post-event? Do you have some kind of microsite that goes out what you're sharing? Are you doing like any kind of campaigns post-event?
So we do email campaigns, of course. We'll throw out 10% for a birthday. We do 22% for weddings. We also use graduations. We were doing 22% off for graduation parties. We also use festivals as a great opportunity for content capture. like to get. So we've done that. Did we do it 2-3 times now?
Well, yeah, 3 times.
Yeah, so he has a really good friend who is amazing with drone footage, with videography, and putting together like sizzle reels for businesses. And so if you want to be able to impress your clients, then pull out all the bells and whistles for a festival when you got a crowd of people around your 360 photo booth, and you have somebody record that and you use that as your commercial. This is the level of things that I can do. Hire me, help me, I'm poor.
And I'm thinking, even when you post, the hashtag alone has built up so much energy because people are using it for, if you're only one of the vendors there, like everybody's using the hashtag, not like when you're at a wedding, like I don't know.
Yeah.
That, you know.
So it's generating.
Yeah. Good job.
It's generating. So it's exciting. I would say another thing you can do post festival is through Instagram, the little sticker. It's like, show me your, it'll say anything like, oh, show me pictures when you were a kid, you know, so you can make the sticker afterwards, tag whatever festival it is and say, show me your videos from XYZ festival. And so then every time someone posts the video to that sticker, post a 360 video to that sticker, is going to notify you. And then you can tag the organizers every single time. And then when you
were at AFRAM, did you do a roamer too?
No, we didn't do the roamer. That was Pixel Strut.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a Pixel Strut did the roamer by the stage. They were down by the stage doing the roamer.
Okay. We'll talk offline about that. Nobody's joking.
We have a separate conversation. But like,
no, it's cool. No, Larry, his name is Larry, right? The owner. Yeah, he we met way back when I first started. I was doing a booth for I want to say it was Georgetown. It was like it was a bar crawl for a formal for a Greek organization, and he was doing photography. And at the end of the night, he was like, "Let me help you put your stuff in the car." And we just started talking. He was like, "This is amazing." And next thing I know, he's doing photo boothing. But he has a unique niche. Like, he only does the little iPads. He doesn't only do that, but that's his thing
now too.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna say he don't just only do that. He does but that was the thing, was the stick thing, and he has a particular type of clientele that he goes after.
Absolutely.
He's very oriented. Yeah. But it comes from where he came from, and he just expanded on what he was already doing and being successful at. And that's why I wanted to bring you guys on, because you have a niche right here that you love to do. Clearly, because it's all in your face, and y'all are always so excited. Like, look where we going. We're gonna be. Yeah. Me personally, I can't do it.
So the other thing
maybe I was one or two a year, maybe 1 or 2, but y'all be like 2 or 3 a day. No, I'm just joking.
I looked at our list for July, and it's like, when is there a break?
No, this is the time. You have to do it.
He just added another festival yesterday. He just added one. Trio Fest.
I love it. If I had you know what? I don't want to personally do them, but I could definitely see my, companies doing
and
it.
I think very successful at it. Especially new people who are new in this, or who are trying to branch into certain areas. The goal is to do it. So if you're going to pay a vending fee, I had to go to pay the vending fee one time. I'm not paying a vending fee next year, because I'm going to show you how much of an asset.
You're begging for me to come back.
You're going to beg for me to come back. How do we work this out so that you can be here again? Because people are going to look for me to be here. Right. So like, even when we did the Comic-Con event, and so we did the Comic-Con, and the guys were like, we have to talk. We have to talk. We have to have a conversation. We have to make sure we have you guys next year. Please let us know what we need to do.
Yeah.
Pay us
Yeah.
some
And what
money.
I do is, and this is not just festivals, this is with anybody that is working under a budget, or they don't understand the significance of what we do, as far as, like you said, you just created all that content for their event. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that is
Mhm.
viral. People are loving it and want to do it, and all you're doing is bringing more attention to their event.
Absolutely.
So they don't understand that, we're small businesses. You got Capital Ones and big energy companies.
T-Mobile.
Make
Mhm.
it part of the sponsorship package. You go underneath that
Yep.
sponsorship package. Yeah,
Mhm.
we having a whatever, something special for like VIPs. Put me there.
Mhm.
Let them pay for that. Put me there.
And that's what you can definitely negotiate that, especially if there's like an event or a festival that has a VIP section.
Yeah.
And if the VIP section is sponsored by Capital One, sponsored by PNC Bank, sponsored by Toyota, then work that out. Be over there with them.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and don't be afraid to you know how people cold call. Don't be afraid to cold email. Make sure you have your email down. You have the pitch down saying what your offerings are. Make sure you have some references, and then put together a sizzle reel, put it into a YouTube link or some kind of link, and make sure that you insert that into the email. Please see samples of my work here.
Mm-hmm.
You may
And
have
what I would suggest to you is also, what you can do. You've already done it, right? And you got those sizzle reels. Take that to organizations that aren't there, that have the money to do it, and say, hey, let me do this for your company. So one of my clients is Tyson's Food, and they were sponsoring, or they were one of the sponsors for a like a 5K run or something like that. And they were like, hey, can you do the photo booth? We don't want to be there passing out chicken. I don't know what they're gonna pass out. I'm just making it. But we want to hire you to be our activation at this event. We're already, we're going to pay you to do this. So you already have the content to go to the company saying, hey, get your brand out there. We're going to be your activation at the such and such, and pay us to be you, basically. And you already got the content to show them, and the numbers to show them what happens when you're there.
Exactly. So I would say, yeah, invest in good branding, in a good designer. If you're not a graphic designer, invest in a good designer so that we know a couple people. But he's saying that because I do graphic design, but I put myself out there. But we make sure that your branding is comparable to what the festival is providing, so that when the festival images and the festival branding is there, that your branding lines up with it. Like if somebody looked at the flyer for AFRAM and looked at the overlay that I created for AFRAM, they would not be able to tell that two different people created it, so that's the importance, like making sure. And if you're doing the festival, don't be afraid to reach out to the conference, to the festival promoters or whoever you're working with to say, can I have your logo? Can I have your color codes? Can I have your brand guide? And they'll see value in that, and you wanting to make sure that everything lines up so that they'll be able to post the content right along with whatever they're posting for the festival.
Right. And for those that are like, oh, they didn't pay me for that, their branding carries a lot more weight than somebody brand new and nobody knows your name.
Sure does.
Use their name and put yourself out there.
We put we put the branding on there, and then really we'll do one or two things. Really, really small on the side, it says follow Hit 360 PA. Sometimes we'll do an outro. A lot of times with festivals, we don't do an outro because it takes too long for the videos to render. I need you gone. So we do a little follow, or we'll do like the follow at the bottom and then do our website. So guess what? Every time you look at the video, it's like, oh, what was those people's name? Oh, it's in it. And I tell them, oh, please tag us when you post it on social media. Our tag is right in the frame of the video. And they'll be like, oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Or you could do, because this was my other my other life. In order to get their videos, they have to go to, you know, put them to the test. You got to go to my website.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Follow me on Instagram. We've done that too. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah.
Get people need to be told what to do. You just can't assume they're gonna do it on their own. We do that, right? Because that's what we do naturally. But if you tell people to do something, 9 times out of 10 they'll do it.
What do you think are some don'ts for?
Yes, we need some cons. What's
yeah? What are the cons? What are the cons of festivals?
I can tell you some don'ts.
Lean forward.
Yeah, make sure your tent's weighted down. So don't forget your weights or your sandbags. As far as your TV goes, because we have a skirt
you
on our
lost TV.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
I know some people that have lost TVs. I'm like,
we broke 2 before the festival.
So what I learned with TVs is what I do is I have the TV by the tent. Like I have the stand right in front of the tent or whatever.
Yeah.
In front of one of the legs. Bungee cord it, do whatever, make sure it's tight. That way if the wind hits it, it might go down a little bit, but it ain't gonna go all the way down.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Or make sure it's not going.
What about the types of TVs? Does it matter if you're going to be outside with like sun and things like that? Do you have to have
the highest quality that you can? I think it's the Ultra HD one. I think we have
4K.
We got Samsung. We got Samsungs and LGs.
Yeah.
So they're high definition, 4K, smart TVs, whatever, you know, all that good stuff. But you definitely want to make sure it's that, because we've had cheaper ones before, and when the sun is out, you can't see it.
You can't see.
But like when I was at AFRAM, the sun was bright as ever, but you can see the TV when you're walking by all day long. Like it was no issue at all. So, you know, spending money on the TV is going to work out better for you. It absolutely is.
What are your what happens when the festivals don't happen? You know, Mother Nature is a beast. What happens when they don't happen? Do they reschedule with you? How do you recuperate
that's only happened once. It was a 3-day festival. It was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But Sunday they ended up not.
Yeah, we were there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, they ended up not having. So we just shut the tent down, came back on Monday.
Everything was fine.
Okay.
And it was cool because we actually had another event. We had a wedding that evening, so it was like
we can go get dinner.
We
can eat, but we take a little nap before our next event.
Walls over, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna pack up. And they were perfectly fine. They were, you know, a lot of times with event production people and people who are putting festival promoters and things, they are extremely understanding and they do not want to pay for your equipment. So if it starts raining, if the conditions are not ideal, then negotiate a reschedule, something like that. Because most of these festivals are rain or shine. Right? They're rain or shine. They're gonna have their festivals because they've paid somebody $15,000, $20,000 to come and perform, and that person doesn't have another date on their schedule, so they have to hold the festival rain or shine. So it's up to you. You can spin under the tent. You can wait it out. You know, you just did the festival last week. It didn't rain. It didn't start raining until the festival was almost done.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was just like I barely got out of here too.
Yeah. And what is festival season? You said right now July is packed. If somebody's like, yeah, you know what, I want to start looking at that. What would you say is festival season?
Festival season, I would say, is April to September. April, May to September is like festival season. You're gonna find spring festivals, spring to fall. So spring festivals and carnivals. Like so for AFRAM, we had gotten the clowns from Universal Circus on the booth. And then when I posted the video, I tagged Universal Circus because I knew that was their, it was their clowns. And then they responded and it was like, oh yeah. I said, oh, we would love to do this at the circus. And they're like, let's have a conversation. Yes, let's have a conversation. But I would say,
by the way, video came out really dope too.
It did. It was ridiculous. But I would say April to September is is ideal. Height festival season.
Even October, because you got Halloween.
Some October too. Yeah. Harvest festivals and things like that. So I would look in your city, look in your township, look in your county, go on their websites, look to see what is going on. If you know somebody that works for the city, know somebody that works for the county, put a bug in their ear. Don't be afraid to call in personal favors. You know,
if you're like me, like I live in a city. Well, I live in a city that has multiple counties. So like we have 5 counties that surround our city. So that's a lot of work. That is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I would say have your form email together, have your website on point, make sure that everything looks bright and shiny. Your Instagram, your Facebook, your website, make sure everything is on point, because if you're trying to step into this arena where you're going to play with bigger fish per se, you know, you're going to do 360 or do iPad or salsa or whatever at an event where there's 100,000 people, you need to be on point, because people are going to go to your website. They're going to go to your Facebook. They're going to go to their Instagram. Your Instagram. What baby? Else?
I got another do not have insurance.
Please have business insurance. Please have business insurance, because if your stuff knocks over, somebody falls off your booth in public, you need to be able to protect yourself. You can post the boosters on the internet, but make sure you're on point.
In private, nobody saw that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't what? Yeah, I don't. You okay?
Oh.
You're good.
And be presentable also.
Be presentable. We have these shirts now in, shout out to TW3 Designs. It's a friend of mine. He does all of our screening for our shirts. But we literally have this shirt in probably 7 different colors at this point. Like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna throw a shirt on, I'm gonna throw on a pair of jeans and some sneakers, or I'm gonna throw on some shorts or a skirt or whatever, you know, but make sure that you are represented in a way that people
got your uniform on.
Got your uniform on, because we even got polo. We got polos too. So we got
polos too. We've been at a wedding expo and there was other operators there, and like we were the only ones who had a uniform on.
And I know from years of doing marketing and doing branding and social media for people, if you look the part, they're gonna pay the money. If you look the part, your work can be better than mine, but if I look the part, they're going to trust more so that that we can deliver on the services. So I would say do your research. Be encouraged. Like, don't be afraid to make a phone call, to send an email. And then I would also ask a question. I'm really good for seeing an event on Instagram. He's really good at this too. He'll send me, oh my God, I'll be like, not another one. We have 2 events that day. How are we going to do it? But I would say, don't be afraid to reach out and ask them if they already have a 360 photo booth. That's the first question. If you're doing or so you can say, hi, my name is Madonna. I'm with Hit the Angles 360 photo booth. We design dynamic 360-degree videos to wow and amaze the guests at your next event. I just wanted to know if this is a service that you already have, or would you be interested in having this service at your event on XYZ date? That's it.
I like how I used to do that with the photo booth, and they would always come back with, oh no, we already have a photographer. Wait, what? I didn't say anything about a photographer. And you almost have to start to educate. And like you said, be on the phone with the right people. But don't be afraid to put yourself out there. I love it. I love it. I love it.
The worst that they can,
the bathroom?
No. That's the worst they can say.
In the last 15 minutes, and I'll let you kick it off since Madonna ran away.
A package came in, so.
Oh, I know that's right. Some more cameras.
More props.
We discussed that we were going to talk about doing this as a couple, right? So part of the photo booth business is, you know, having a team, and I think it's so refreshing to see the team being partners in life as well as business. So you can kick it off. How is it like to work with your significant other in the photo booth industry?
It's the most irritating thing in the world.
Yeah. That's how you feel?
Oh my bad, I didn't even see you there.
I bet you didn't see me.
I didn't even see you
I bet you didn't see me. You irritated?
Nah, but it's cool though. It's cool. I mean, you learn a lot. We're very much so, we see things in different lights all the time. So it's a lot of give and take.
Yeah.
At times.
Stuff that makes sense to him doesn't always make sense to me, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, but we're really evenly matched because like all of the logistics and all of that kind of stuff, he's got that. Like I call him Rain Man. He's got that in his brain. Like he can fit stuff together like Tetris. And then I have the marketing piece and the creative piece. I have all of that. So where sometimes people might have to be all of that themselves, where I feel like we're well balanced in that way.
That's what I was talking to Peter about that. People have to have their roles. You do what you're good at, I do what I'm good at, and then it all works together. I think where you get in trouble is when you try to, work into somebody else's. And I'm very controlling. Like I am a control freak, especially when it comes to Books and Fabulous events, because it is my baby. And so we got into a discussion. He was like, no, we've tried that before. And you know what happened? And I was like, what happened? And he was like, you think it takes two people to put up a backdrop? I said, no, I don't think it takes two people to put up a backdrop. I said, it's easier when you have.
It is easier, two people. Yeah.
Yes. And so we fight on. He's like, it just won't work because I know you gonna want to do it your way, and I'm gonna want to do it my way.
Are y'all competitive? Like as far as if you do an event and he does an event, and it's like, let me see how your video came out. Let me look at your output. You're not like that.
I already know I'm better, so it don't even matter.
See, okay, so I'm Peter and he's me. He's you then, because he'll be like, let me see. And I'm like, see, I did good. He'd be like, yeah, but it's not better than mine.
Just so we're clear, way better.
He says,
exactly.
Way better. Like by a landslide. Like I look at him like,
he's coming around because he knows that's my strength. And so he'll ask me, how can I be better, or how can I do this differently? And so I would figure when you have two heads are better than one. And when you have two people, you can kind of work together to maximize the tasks or get tasks done a lot quicker, and also to help each other, support each other. And so it's hard when even if it's not a couple. I think partnerships are really good. I've never had like on paper partner with my business. I've had partnerships with other people's, other vendors, other photo booth companies, and it's always good when we can collectively come together and get something done. So like I said before we started, I'm thinking the next retreat, and it won't be anytime soon, because we try and get this Atlanta thing done.
No, I'm so sad.
I stood on that stage and people was like, Atlanta. Here we are. We're trying to be in Atlanta. Where you at, Atlanta? I'm just talking. No, they're coming. I mean,
Decatur, Gwinnett, Stone Mountain, surrounding areas of Atlanta. Everywhere that's not Atlanta. Show up to Atlanta.
But what it is people wait to the last minute. But I don't want people to wait to the very last minute, because we will sell out. We always sell out. We're going to get it done. We always sell out. But the people I brought on this last week to be topic leaders are amazing. I had Michael Barber a couple of weeks ago doing the webinar. He's coming and bringing people. We got Rob that was on with us a couple of weeks ago. He's coming. He's like one of the touch picks people. So he's going to be diving in deep with how to maximize your software for your 360. He's going to come and be a topic leader. Peter, of course, is going to come work on that SEO. The last time we did a retreat in Richmond, people really got a lot of content and knowledge from his. It's not a speech, because we do more than that. We don't do. We're not talking to you. We're really like hands-on. Get your computer out. Let's get some work done. And people have just seen amazing things from that last retreat in their business. And so I'm going to be there. I'm going to meet tonight with our keynote speaker.
Okay, we love it.
She is an industry leader. She's not a photo boother. She is amazing. I seen her at the Wedding MBA, and she tore that stage up. She speaks her mind. She's powerful, and I think she's going to bring a lot of wealth. She's also a trainer and a mentor, and I take classes. And what I learned from her is not just like what she teaches is it cross the industry. It's not just speaking to what she does. She's a luxury event planner. It's not just speaking to being an event planner. It's speaking to our event industry. And to that level, you have to conduct yourself. You have to be, like you said, you got to be ready. Pricing got to be ready. You got to look luxury. She looks luxury. When you go to her website, she looks luxury. And so she teaches you how to operate in such a way that you're going to get, people understand your value and you're going to get your worth. And so that's what I like about her. So I'm meeting with her tonight. She's actually down here doing another speech.
Oh, I love that. I'm excited.
Yeah. So it's going to be amazing. And so we're working on a couple more people. Shay just signed on. He's going to come down to Atlanta. I'm just excited, but people got to buy these tickets. Let's go.
Yes, please, people, like take advantage.
My goal was to sell out before 4th of July. I know it's going to take some time, but we're trying to sell out by 4th of July.
They got to get their cookout food together first before they buy their tickets to Atlanta. But I definitely would encourage anybody who is out there that wants to improve their business, that wants to level up their business, please attend the retreat. Because, we're not only the clients, we're the player presidents. We went to the retreat. We took the tour of Orca View, and now we have 2 Orca Views. We have 2. We walked out of that facility and was like, by any means necessary, come hell or high water, we must have one of these booths. They are amazing, and they are so amazing that we have 2 now. So thank you.
They are great vendor manufacturer partners for all of us. They really support people that buy from them as well as people that don't buy from them. We had people that didn't have no Orca Views there, and that didn't stop them from teaching us. When
we went, we didn't have Orca Views. No, we had our booths. They were built outside of Texas.
Yep.
And we've upgraded now. We're in the better leagues now, but I would encourage anybody who is looking to get into festivals or looking to do more to get more exposure. Think about festivals that you have attended with your family, with your children, with your friends, with your boo, with whoever, and do the research, because nothing beats a fail but a try.
Yeah.
So, if it's a festival and it might be $600, it might be $700. Decide if you want to make the investment or not, because guess what? The first booking you get from the festival is going to pay for that.
Yep. So in other words, it's part of your marketing, and like people spend money on doing, like you said, they do wedding expos, same thing, but just a different kind of flavor.
It's the same thing. It's a different kind of flavor. You're going to meet people. Like we've met event planners from colleges. We've met coaches from different teams. We've met all kinds of people who are government contract. People are like, oh, we want to hire you for a Christmas party. Can I have a card? Now I got $1,500 more because I did this festival. Now I got this, or I have that, and
then also people at the festival that are set up just like you are jealous of your line, and they're going to want your services as well. So that's my thing. When I do trade shows, I'm walking around because those are the people that do the next trade show. So what do y'all? And they'll come up to you like, oh, we used to do a photo booth at ours. This, y'all did a good job.
Can I have your card? And like even the one wedding expo that we did, we didn't get any weddings from it. We got 3 bookings from the partner, like the different other vendors that were there. So we still made our money back. And now we have these partnerships. Like now we're a preferred vendor for an amazing event venue here called View at Allison's, because we met her at the wedding expo.
Yeah.
And anytime she has someone there, she's like, oh, if you need a 360, you have to call these are the people that you have to call. So a lot of times it's like
that's happened to me a lot too. Yeah.
Getting on people's preferred vendor list, getting on, finding out What do you have to do to become a vendor for your city? What do you have to do to become a vendor for your county? You know, looking at things like that. If you're a minority, how do you become minority certified? Because then
and this is the time. This is the time to utilize that advantage right now, because they are really doing the most for minorities, and especially Black minorities right now, and women minorities right now.
To get WeBank certified, it's like women business entrepreneur something, WeBank. Find out what you have to do to get WeBank certified. If you're a veteran, use that to your advantage. If you're a minority, use that to your advantage. Put that in your tagline. Make sure that put that on your website. Make sure that people know, because a lot of these businesses, corporations, and festivals have to meet a minority mandate.
I was about to say that. That's what I'm finding, especially in DC. In DC, the government and a lot of the local businesses. I remember going to a diverse, and if you can look them up, go on like on some kind of event calendar and look up supplier diversity or
it's MSDC, Minority Supplier Diversity Coalition.
They have people that work at these companies. That's their title, is to go out and find minority vendors to work with. And they have to meet like you said, they have to meet
certain criteria. So if you live in, I would say if you don't live in a major metropolitan city, MSDC probably won't majorly benefit you, but if you do, you should. And an MSDC certification is anywhere from $500 to $1,100. However, it's worth it, because if they're looking for a minority developer and they call them, they say, oh, or a minority supplier, they call them, they're gonna. How many other 360 photo booths are going to be there in your area? Or how many other iPad booths, or how many other photo booth companies? And they would say, here. We have
I don't know what it is, but in the last couple of trips up to DC, all the events I've worked at, every vendor was a minority. Either it was a woman, or we were all Black, or we were all minority vendors, from the caterer to the photographer to the florist to the DJ. Everybody was minority.
We love
it. Let's just take advantage of it while it's here. I ain't mad
at all. I'm gonna ride this thing till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. Well, I'm not gonna keep we've been on for an hour. I'm not gonna keep you long, and I love it. We're gonna keep webinar Wednesdays going, and definitely Thursday live.
Absolutely.
Our time together, but I think this week on Thursday we're going to implement challenges, because I think the talking is great, but we really need to come up with a way to grow ourselves as a community and keep ourselves accountable, and nothing better than having accountability partners. And I think we've grown. I'm so excited about the growth in Chit Chat. I mean, I didn't think we're 200 now. We're gonna keep it going. But I think by doing stuff like this, the webinar Wednesdays and the Thursday live, it really keeps people engaged, and they're using it. Like today, I just got a call from Dell, who took something we said, and now he's getting ready to do a contract with is it a minor league, or is it a major league? I can't remember, but the baseball team, he's in Indianapolis. And so they're going to be doing a 10 game contract for his photo booth.
We love it. That is amazing.
And we got to talk about it, because then, okay, let me try that in my city.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Bring that information back to the group. Dale, what did you send those people?
Yes.
How much you charging them people? What did you send them? Send them, that part.
Yep. So we're going to talk about it. Maybe that's what we talk about tomorrow on live. But I definitely want to implement some kind of challenge, a weekly or monthly challenge that we can work and help each other through to just grow.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for always being willing to
answer. It helps me.
And encourage.
I'm thinking about festivals. I'm not probably going to do as many as y'all.
Trying to get like y'all. I'm like, she did the Redskins. How we get this? We want to do the Eagles.
It comes, and I kept telling people, I said, that came because somebody mentioned my name. They were just like walking by an office and heard the word photo booth and was like, I know somebody. And it just grew from there, because you just never know. And like you said, You got to have that personality. You can't be afraid. You got to be able to talk, and you got to be ready to have the conversation.
Yeah.
Got to have your numbers. You got to look professional. You got to, walk the
Absolutely.
walk and talk the talk.
Invest in your business, and your business will pay you
It will.
returns, major dividends. Invest in your business.
Yeah, and be ready. Don't have to get ready. Be ready.
Be ready. My grandma always said that if you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready.
Mm-hmm.
That was T.I. who said that.
My grandmom said it first. Maybe he got it from her.
It was T.I. who said that.
I was little when my nana said that.
I can hear that in T.I.'s voice.
That's fine. It wasn't T.I. It was my nana.
Wait.
All right, chit chat. We are out of here. Don't leave
Thank
yet.
you.
Don't leave yet.
Okay, don't leave yet.